Good morning. Good morning and welcome to our yoga practice. We have a couple of minutes before we get going, so time to roll out your mat, make your space, and settle in. You can use this time for gentle movement, for quiet, whatever is serving you. As always, if there's anything you'd like incorporated into your practice, a block, a strap, a bolster, have that nearby. If there's anything else you need, a tissue or water, have that nearby. We're waking up and coming onto the mat. We have another minute or so before we get going. We are going to begin in child's pose today if you wanted to head that way. We're just coming onto our mat, settling in, preparing for our practice however you like. Getting ready to head toward that child's pose if you're not already there. That's about that time. So we'll head to our child's pose. Knees can be near one another or spread to the edges of the mat. Toes near one another either way. And just gently melt down. If the knees are together, the belly will come to rest on the thighs. If they're wide, you have a little extra space to melt down into. Let the hips settle toward the heels. You can gently reach the arms overhead. You could create a pillow for the head with the fists or the palms. Wherever you're at, take a moment here. Allow the body to settle in, to soften a little. Maybe you find a little ease through the shoulders. Maybe you relax the jaw. Become more aware of the body. And as you build the awareness of the body, build awareness of the breath as well. Here in child's pose, you might not be able to get quite the full round breath that you're used to at the start of a practice. But see if you can build at least a steady breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Keep the steady breath as we move through our practice. If the head is resting on the hands, go ahead and lift it slightly as you reach the arms overhead, palms in the mat. Hips stay settled. Feeling that little activation through the shoulders. Slight stretch through the back. When you're ready, we'll gently walk the hands over to the right, settling the body back down as we create a big stretch through the left side. Feel the breath in the ribs. Soften the shoulders. Walk the hands back to center and then journey them off to the opposite side. Settle in. Awareness draws to the right side of the body. Scan from hip to fingertip. Come back to center. One more big stretch here. And then on an inhale, we'll rise up, coming to our tabletop somewhere near the center of the mat. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Fingers are spread wide. This isn't serving you for your wrists today. You could go on fist as well. Can help relieve a little bit of that pinching at the joint. We'll start with a flat back. On an inhale, lower the belly, lift the gaze. We'll sway back. On an exhale, round, arching the back as you draw the navel or the gaze into the navel. Inhale, lower. Exhale, round. Move through cat-cow at your own breath pace. You can hold where you need. Just as you restart, find that rhythm, that connection with the breath. We'll take one more full round and then meet back at our neutral spine. Flat back. Gaze is at the mat. We'll shift the hips to the right, the gaze to the right, little C shape. And then opposite side. So a little swing of the hips. Back to the right. Back to the left. Back to center, our neutral. Right toes step back, the ball of the foot in the mat or off the mat, depending on your leg length. We'll gently press back through the heel, creating a little stretch through the calf and the back of the leg. We'll lower the right knee down. Step the left toes back. Ball of the foot in the mat, press through the heel. Lower the left knee back down. Our nice neutral tabletop. Lie the right leg. Scoop the belly as you bring the right foot forward, planting it between the hands somewhere near the front of the mat. And we'll take a moment here to find our foundation. We want the knee stacked over the ankle or a little behind it. That may mean you have to elongate your stance. Legs are skis. So we're not stacking one in front of the other. We're giving ourselves a nice space. Hands connect to the earth or blocks if you have them nearby. And we'll gently draw the gaze forward as we let the hips settle. One more breath here. We'll curl the left toes, lift off of that knee, runner's lunge. So right foot stays, that same bend at the knee. We're lifting the left knee off of the mat. Gaze drops down to the mat. We'll lower the left knee. You can leave the toes curled or you can uncurl them as we lift the torso up. Inhale the arms. Coming to warrior one in low lunge. You can stay leaning into that. You can lift up a little bit. Kind of finding what feels right for your knee this morning. Fingers shine toward the sky, palms toward one another. And then we'll rotate the hands forward, bring them back to the mat, lift the left knee once more, drop that back foot to 45 as we lift up and come to our regular warrior one, or I guess our more traditional, that lifted warrior one. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears, and the arms don't have to be perfectly straight. As you hold your warrior one, both feet firmly rooted on the ground, notice if you're really leaning forward or arching back. Try to find that neutral center spot. We'll begin to transition to warrior two. Open to the left. Rotate that back foot to a 90 degree. Arms come down to shoulder height, palms to the mat. So one arm is forward, one arm is back, palms down. We'll draw the fingers together. That front knee has stayed put. It's in line with the toes. Got that nice bend. If you find you need to lengthen the stance, just heel toe that back foot out a little farther. Nice open heart. Maybe draw the shoulder blades together a little bit. Small activation there. As you take the gaze forward. We'll drop the back hand, rotate the front palm, lift up and back. You can straighten the front knee if you like. You don't have to, yogi's choice. Gaze draws up. We'll rotate back. Find warrior two. Then take right arm to right thigh as you lift the left arm up toward the sky. The gaze can travel up to the extended hand. Could stay at the side wall in front of you. Or if you'd like to glance down at that foot, you can. I find if I look down, it starts to draw that shoulder around. And we want to keep that openness. We'll inhale up, back to warrior two. Release the hands, straighten the front knee. Turn the toes to the long edge of the mat so that you're in a nice wide angle stance. We'll bring the heels toward the body, toes out to the corners of the mat. We inhale the arms up. Nice big starfish. And then start to rotate the wrists, letting the arms and hands gently drop down, kind of like leaves falling out of a tree. Take your time until the arms return down to side body. We'll heel toe the feet together as we safely come out of that wide angle stance. And however you'd like to journey down, we'll return to our tabletop. Finding that nice neutral starting place. Take a breath. We'll fly the left leg. Boop. Gotten a little closer. Scoop the belly as you bring that foot forward. Plant it on the front of the mat. Hips sit low. Hands stay connected unless you have blocks. Awareness draws to the right hip. As we draw the gaze forward. Use the exhale to help you find a little release. sink a little lower. We'll curl the right toes as we lift off of that knee, runner's lunge. The gaze returns to the mat. Spine is long. Hands are still connected down. And as we transition, try to make sure that the knee stays stacked. For that left side, we want to protect the joint. We'll lower right knee. Again, toes can curl or uncurl as you lift up. Warrior one in low lunge. Maybe invite in a little smile. Warrior one is an uplifting posture. Be a nice reminder to find a little joy in our practice. We'll gently bring the hands back to the mat. Lift the right knee up. Set that back foot at 45 and lift up. Make any adjustments you need to your foundation. We've got that nice bend in the left knee. It's stacked. Both feet firmly rooted down. Make any little width adjustments as you square the hips to the short edge of the mat. And inhale the arms back up. You can wiggle the fingers a little here. And then settle in. The weight evenly distributed. Nice and balanced as we gaze forward. Then we'll start to transition to our warrior two. Rotate to the right. Arms open up. That back foot goes to 90. And again, if you need to lengthen the stance, that back foot can just gently heel toe it back. One arm forward, one arm back. Notice if you're really scrunching the shoulders toward the ears. If you are, let them gently fall. And if having the arms outstretched isn't serving you, you can go hands to heart center as well. We'll prepare for our exalted warriors. We drop the back hand, rotate the front palm, lift up and back. Again, straightening that front knee is optional. Allow the gaze to travel with you. Looking up to that higher hand and beyond. And we'll gently rotate back to warrior two. Find that bend at the knee if you've lost it. We'll take left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Keeping that rotation through the ribs. Both feet stay connected to the mat. In with the breath. On an inhale, we'll rise back up. Find warrior two. Drop the hands, straighten that front leg. Turn the toes. I'm going to spin my whole body as we find that nice wide angle stance once more. Gently heel toe the feet together. We'll just come right out of that shape as we return to the front of the mat. Standing toes together, heels together, or feet hip width distance apart. Taking a moment in our Tadasana, head over heart. Stand tall. Inhale the arms up. Exhale exhale as you forward fold. Allow the upper body to hang. On an inhale, we'll rise up to that half lift. Nice flat back. Draw the navel toward the spine. Hands to shins or thighs. Go airplane arms if you like. On an exhale, we'll release. Nice big inhale draws us all the way up as we reach tall. And exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we reach the arms. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. We'll be heading to chair pose as we lower the hips, bend the knees, belly to thighs to start. We'll leave the hips where they are as we lift the heart up, holding that big beach ball in front of us. Draw the tailbone down. Legs press together. If the toes are together, heels are together. Use that pressure, that strength combined. You can have hands at heart center here as well if you prefer. We'll take one more breath here. When you're ready, release the hands to the mat as you lift the hips, return to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Strong back. Exhale, release. Nice big inhale draws us up, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we reach. Exhale as we fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Lower the hips, bend the knees, lift the heart, chair pose. Building a little strength, a little warmth in the body this morning. Release the hands, lift the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Nice big inhale draws us up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Big inhale as we lift the arms. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. We'll plant the hands on the mat this time. Step one foot back and then the other. Find our high plank. You can lower to the knees here if you like. Strong arms, strong core. With elbows tight to the body, we'll lower down through chaturanga to the belly. Uncurl the toes. Inhale up to your cobra variation this morning. Gently release as you lower down. Curl the toes, press the hips up and back. Down dog. Heels journey toward the mat, though they don't have to touch. Nice flat back. As best you can. You shake the head a little, yes or no, to loosen the neck. And you can invite in other gentle movement here if it serves you. Pedaling the feet or shifting the hips. Settle in, find stillness. On an inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale as you bring the feet to meet them. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Big inhale draws us up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. And we'll do that one more time. Nice big inhale as we lift. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step the feet back, high plank, your variation. Use the triceps to lower down. Uncurl the toes, inhale up to your cobra. Exhale as you release, curl the toes, press the hips up and back, down dog. Arms are strong. Fingers are spread wide. We'll start to walk the hands toward the toes as we find forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Nice big inhale draws us up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do a balance pose today as our 3-part awkward series, which is part of our chair pose to toe stand. So we'll set the feet about hip width distance apart, and a good double check is 2 fists between the feet, roughly your hips, give or take. It gives you a nice starting point. Toes are forward. We stand tall. Begin at Tadasana. Aware of your foundation. We'll inhale the arms to shoulder height. They're reached in front of us. Palms down. And then gently bend the knees as you sit the hips back, finding that chair variation. Draw the tailbone down. Feel most of the weight shift to the heels. The toes stay connected to the mat. Strength in your thighs, strengthen your core. Press into the heels as we rise up. Leave the arms where they are. With control, we'll come up onto the balls of the feet. You can tap down a heel anytime you need to. Grip the mat with those toes. Heels high, we sit back and find a bar stool. Little bend at the knees there. Trying to keep the heels lifted, the body nice and stable. Breath is steady. With heels lifted, we'll rise up. Exhale as you release hands and feet, returning to that starting. Full connection to our foundation. In Tadasana. We'll heel toe the feet together. Bring the arms back up as we prepare for our 3rd part in the series, and that's our toe stand. So listen to your hips, your knees, your ankles, your toes, and if at any point part of your body is like, think we're good here, tune in and listen to that today. The arms are out, they're nice counterweight. Now we start to slide down that imaginary wall behind us. Press the legs together, use that combined strength. And again, maybe you stop here. Maybe the heels start to lift as you lower down. Finding your variation. Lowering down as much as you want. Hey, baby boo. Try to stay balanced. Keep your focus. You're in that toe stand, the heels are lifted. We'll take one more breath wherever you're at. You're down in that toe stand. We'll try and keep the heels high as we rise up. On an exhale, we release. Nice work. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out the feet. A nice way to round out our practice today. You can stay standing, take a kneeling posture. As we bring hands together at heart center to seal it in, hope you've felt a little warmth, a little strength, reminded yourself today how very capable you are. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and those kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice today. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat next Tuesday. Bye, y'all.